Hello, my name is Mack Hueber. I am the Chief Financial Officer for Beak and Skiff and the President of Ayrloom and Gen 5 Labs, our cannabis company. I first would like to thank the Chairman, Senator Jeremy Cooney, for inviting me to testify and for your continued support for our industry. Additionally, thank you to the members of the Subcommittee, Finance, Investigations, and Agricultural Committees for making time to convene this hearing. I would like to focus my testimony on one issue in particular, the potency tax. It is, amongst the many challenges you will and have heard about today, the greatest threat to the success of small and medium-sized businesses in the industry. But first, I'd like to provide a brief background on who we are. Beak and Skiff is an over 100-year-old family-owned apple orchard, cidery, distillery, agro-tourism destination, and now cannabis company located just south of Syracuse. We are no strangers to the perils of commodity farming or the challenges of building a brand. Over a decade ago, the company turned to the burgeoning craft alcohol industry to offset the shrinking margins of fresh cider and apples. We have built our hard cider brand, 1911, into the top-selling cider in all of Wegmans nationwide and have a distribution network across 22 states. This experience prepared us well for cannabis, and we now proudly produce more than 80 cannabis products, including our brand Ayrloom. We are not afraid of hard work, and we understand that when our business succeeds, the taxes generate benefit our home state in countless ways. This is something we are proud of every single day. But this potency tax proposed by the then Governor Cuomo is dangerous to the health of this industry, which will, in time, hurt the state too. Cuomo's office compared the potency tax to the excise tax paid by alcohol producers. I want to explain why this is a faulty, damaging comparison and why this tax will eventually result in a cannabis landscape run by illicit operators who do not remit any tax at all. For example, we pay 13 cents in tax on every 4-pack of 1911 hard cider. Yet on a 4-pack of our Ayrloom Up lemonade, the potency tax adds $2.40 to the price. That's 18 times more for a product that will not leave you hungover. It gets worse. For our tincture, a favorite amongst those who use cannabis for wellness, the consumer is paying an extra $73 for a product that retails for $100. That's a 65% effective tax rate. For context, we make $7.20 off every tincture sold. This is just unsustainable. $7 of profit on this tincture, and I will soon be competing with 11 well-capitalized multi-state operators who are more interested in their stock price than turning a profit month over month. Simply put, they can afford to absorb this tax, we cannot. We are also, unfortunately, competing with thousands of illicit shops. As this competition and market forces generally drive prices down, the amount of tax paid per unit stays the exact same. It is our profit margins that suffer, and as a result, our ability to invest in communities, new brands, facilities, and our workforce. The potency tax is creating a cash flow nightmare for over the 300 licensed producers. We are required to pay the tax at the end of every quarter, yet regulations allow retailers to pay 30 days after receiving a product. As a result, we are sometimes paying hundreds of thousands in taxes on products we have not been paid for yet. And again, I am struggling to understand how smaller businesses can survive with this. There are many more arguments and evidence for how destructive and nonsensical this tax is, including variations in lab testing, increased administrative burden for the state, and the fact that consumers are being driven to the unregulated marketplace by these unsustainable prices. Something has to give, and I fear it will be the hundreds of small and medium-sized businesses such as us. I implore you all to support Senator Cooney's Majority Leader Crystal Peoples-Stokes' bill to repeal and replace the potency tax, S483-1.
Thank you, Mac. Appreciate it. We'll now open up for a panel for questions. I'll start with one, just kind of building off of that. You alluded to, Mac, the fact that whether it's the potency tax or other factors are kind of hampering your ability to bring your products, in which we have many, to sale. And I guess if you could talk to me about, from the processor's perspective, what are some of the main reasons that in the current marketplace, with all these barriers that you've alluded to, that why processors are not purchasing more of these biomass? Is it really lack of retail sales, or are there other hesitations in the marketplace?
Yeah, I think it's a supply and demand factor, right? I think when you look at how much, or how many plants are needed to, let's say, make a liter of distillate, and what that liter would translate to in terms of finished product, it goes a long way. I don't have the stats in front of me, but if you can just say, on average, 30 pounds of flour will yield 1 liter of distillate, or 1 million milligrams, right? So that would make 100,000, excuse me, right? 100,000.
Thereabouts minus waste.
Yeah, 100,000 bags of gummies. Makes a lot of vapes, but even beverages, it's in the millions of products. So 30 pounds goes a long way when it's turned into a finished product. So I think that's the main factor. I mean, to Brian's, kind of to piggyback off what Brian was talking about, we worked with a lot of local farmers. We've turned enough biomass into over 1,200 liters of distillate so far. So there's just, that can only go so far into the retail channel with the 20 plus stores right now.